Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. This is Darth, and today we are going to be playing some Gen 8 random battles. Now, why Gen 8 random battles, and why has it been so long since the last upload? A lot of important questions. The short answer is, I wanted to kind of learn the meta before I decide to go into actual games, and I feel like I definitely had a chance to do that in the off time. So here we are now, and we are now going to be playing some Gen 8 random battles. So, immediately I noticed Pangoro. I don't really have an answer to this thing, so I'm gonna start with the Aegislash Close Combat. One of the better moves that Aegislash now gets. And after that, the Shadow Sneak to finish it off, and Pangoro is down, even though it was a massive threat to my team. I'm not really too sure what I would have done against the Pangoro if I didn't have the Close Combat Aegislash as my lead, because I couldn't have swapped anything in. My opponent apparently has Weavile as well, so I'm just going to try and Shadow Sneak. He Ice Shards, he kills with that. That is not Live Orb Weavile, which means it's probably Choice Band Weavile. Since they're really... I don't think there is anything else except those two. Which means I can go into my Heat more now. If I'm wrong about this, that would suck, but I'm not. And he goes into the Latios. So I think Latios... I'm just going to go for the Fire Lash first, just in case he doesn't attack me yet. And then after that, once his defense is down, I'm going to Sucker Punch. Because this might bait him into actually clicking Psychic again, and then Sucker Punch is going to hit like a truck because of the defense drop. There we go. Okay, that worked like a charm, not going to lie. Because I don't, like the normal Sucker Punch wouldn't have killed, and then he probably would have dealt serious damage. And in this scenario, I get to deal the serious damage with the Sucker Punch instead of falling for a trick. So he goes into Bolton. Bolton, one of my most disappointing Pokemon of Gen 8, if I'm being honest. I had good sights on this Pokemon because it looked very cool. It looked pretty strong. But it ended up being like a very Pokemon. It looks kind of bland. And its move pool is really bad because it has Strong Jaw. But despite having Strong Jaw, I think... Emma's Bolton's Bite. It only gets, I don't know, it only gets like, there we go. It only gets Bite, Crunch, Fire Fang, Psychic Fang, and Thunder Fang, which on its own is already pretty unimpressive, but then added to the fact that it actually has that Strong Jaw ability, makes it kind of depressing that that is its entire move pool. So this guy gets a Lucky Paralysis on my Turtonator, which obviously sucks. Really sucks because Turtonator was going to Shell Smash and kind of dominate the fight for the rest. Does kill the Galvantula, which is all it had to do technically, because it was going to get outsped by Bolton and Weavile afterwards anyways. But, you know, it always kind of sucks when like a plan doesn't work the way you want it to. So he knock-offs, and that's the end of my Boltons. And now we're kind of looking at like this 1v1 between the Gardevoir and the Weavile, because that is the only thing that was really able. So I'm just going to Dynamax to kill the Weavile, because Weavile's going to hit me like a truck here with the knockoff. And I'm going to kill the Weavile with the Max Starfall. Set up Misty Terrain, not really the most useful, but I think, I don't know, it might pay off, might not pay off. This next Pokemon is the Corviknight, which means my Max Flare is going to be really useful at this point. So Max Flare gonna hit pretty hard, 86%. That is really hard. I don't know what he was expecting here. Maybe he didn't know that Gardevoir gets Mystical Fire now in Gen 8, but I don't know. I feel like people at this rating should know that by now. But yeah, the Max Flare finishes off the Corviknight, and now the Boltund is going to die to the Quagsire, which is why we kept Quagsire in the back. This battle, relatively lucky matchup in this battle. I don't think there was much my opponent could do in general to stop the combination of Quagsire, Aegislash, Turtonator, and Gardevoir. With the Heatmore providing pretty lucky against the Latios, even though I think Gardevoir would have Dynamaxed there too. But yeah, so Quagsire wins as the game, and that means we have time for a second battle, because this one was pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know why he went for the bulk up. I think he expected a swap out of the Gardevoir because he thought that Gardevoir doesn't get a fire move or can't hit. But obviously Gardevoir gets that amazing Mystical Fire move. So our current team, Excadrill with the Rock type move, which means we do have... Oh no, it's not Sandrush. Ooh, ew. Non-Sandrush Excadrill in Dynamax metas. That's kind of bad, but okay. So we have the Excadrill, we have the Arcanine... We have Oranguru, Seaking, Quagsire, and Bisharp. So just gonna click the Iron Head on the Frostmoth, because why not? Don't really have anything to lose. 29% on the Throw, who has the leftovers, so that's pretty annoying. Not really sure how I'm gonna deal with Throw, except going into Oranguru, because I really don't have a different play here. And I actually underspeed the Throw, but I'm not gonna click the Trick Room. I'm gonna click the Psychic, because, as I said, I underspeed his Throw. He seemed to think that I outspeed it for some reason, because, well, he's just clicking the best move, maybe, but Payback obviously is not a good move if you go first. So the Oranguru actually kills the Throw, luckily. Throw could have been really bad for my team here, because I don't really have anything that resists fighting type otherwise. So, and now he's gonna Quiver Dance, which means now I'm gonna set up the Trick Room, because now he actually outspeeds me. I'm gonna hit him with the Psychic, and now that I actually underspeed his Frostmoth with my Bisharp, I can kill the Frostmoth with the Bisharp, or he has to swap. So I personally think that this was a pretty good play, like going for the Trick Room on the second turn, even though Oranguru first tried to hard break the Throw. And the Frostmoth goes for Bug Buzz, not gonna matter, obviously. Bisharp comes in, Bisharp Iron hits this thing to death. Even if it doesn't, Focus Sash is gonna protect me. And the Frostmoth now definitely outspeeds me. Kind of wondering, like, I do have that Focus Sash, so I'm honestly just gonna Swords Dance, because I'm not expecting this thing to stay in. I'm not sure why it would stay in, personally, and even if it does... Okay, so it does stay in for whatever reason. Bug Buzzes me. Please, I was really hoping for the drop, because Defiant would have been amazing if he got the drop here. Goes into the Quillfish. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Quillfish sadly does have that Intimidate. So I'm kind of wondering, Quillfish... How do you... Oh, right, that's how you spell that. Whoops. Quillfish. Does get Aqua Jet, so... How do you do that again? Okay, so Quillfish never gets Aqua Jet in random battles, Gen 8. Which means unless it's like a minimum attack set, minimum speed set, I outspeed and kill this. Okay, so the Quillfish, see, sometimes you just have to send that message to TI bot to find out, does it have a set that kills me, yes or no. So he goes into the Frostmoth, even though I outspeed again, so I'm not really sure what he's doing here. Now he goes for the Duck Trio, which means we're just going to go for the Sucker Punch. And it's not Focus Sash Duck Trio anymore. That doesn't seem to be a big set anymore. So the Duck Trio is going to die here. The Tyranitar going to die to the Iron Head again. So yeah, my opponent just left. But I definitely think that the Oranguru going for Trick Room into the Bisharp, which now underspeeds the Frostmoth, was one of the best plays possible in this scenario, because unless he had a priority Pokemon, he really wasn't getting out of this matchup anymore. Especially since his fighting type died, and the odds of him having a second fighting type were relatively low. So I definitely think that that was a pretty lucky roll. Although you have to realize that Gen 8 Random Battles is not really a balanced tier whatsoever. It's yeah, it's relatively unbalanced right now as it is. But, you know, gotta make the best of it. Alright, so we have a Gorgeist versus a Sirfetch'd. And we know Gorgeist has the... I'm pretty sure it always has Will-O-Wisp, but I can check. Gorgeist. Leech Seed, Power Whip, Shadow Sneak, Substitute, and Will-O-Wisp. So it always has the Will-O-Wisp, I'm assuming. So I'm just gonna go for my Colossal here to tank the... No, it goes for the Substitute. Interesting. Interesting. Is this... No, this is not Gigantamax. This isn't the normal one. So... The thing about Gorgeist is it can go for its Leech Seed. That's fine. I get my spikes up. 3 layers of spikes. Unless he wants to swap, in which case fine, go ahead and swap, that's fine by me. Goes for the Power Whip, so maybe gets burnt, please? No burn, okay. That's unfortunate, I was really hoping for the burn here. But Colossal can die, I'm gonna break this up, yeah, okay, there we go, cool. Okay, so we get the third layer of spikes up, and Colossal dies, that's fine. Colossal really wasn't the Pokemon that had to survive. Because I know that my Surfetch'd can sweep... Surfetch'd can sweep a lot of teams, provided that it gets the opportunity to in this gen. So we're just gonna knock off again. That's gonna knock off its leftovers. It goes for the Power Whip. That's honestly barely gonna do damage. Pikachu, one of the most useless Pokemon. Even with the near 300 attack, it is still such a weak Pokemon. Okay, so now that we officially know that this thing does not actually have the... This thing does not have the Will-O-Wisp, which is obviously amazing, because we can just go for the max Airstream now. Get that +1 in speed for the Surfetch'd. And this is kind of where it starts. This is where the snowballing starts, because now Surfetch'd can go for the max Knuckles on whatever comes in. We're already taking the Spikes damage. Surfetch'd, honestly, top 5 Dynamax Pokemon for me. Excadrill is obviously number 1. Gyarados is a pretty powerful number 2. But I strongly believe that Surfetch'd is on the list of the strongest Dynamax Pokemon, simply because of how much damage this thing can do with its coverage, and with max Airstream being one of the moves it gets, obviously. So, the Latios still here. It might have max guard, obviously. Okay, that's fine. I'm still gonna outspeed and use a knockoff on it, because why not? And that actually still killed. I did not expect that to still kill, but it did. Because it had... Interestingly enough, 56, 15. Kind of a weird roll there, but okay, whatever. So we have the Clefable. Obviously, that's Clefable with the Magic Guard, since the other Clefables aren't available yet. Just gonna Brave Bird it, you know, kill it. Oh, it just went for the Soft Boil. That's... I mean, I guess he knew that I had... Kind of confused by the sets that I get here, because most of these Pokemon actually get a lot better moves these days, but whatever. They're gonna go into the Reneragus, and the Reneragus is just gonna spam the Earthquake. I don't think there's much it can do against the Clefable, except try to, like, Brute Force it through. And Brute Force it in this case just means click Earthquake as often as possible until it kills me. A crit would have been really nice here, but I guess you can't. Oh, he... Okay. Okay. Don't ask me why he decides to sack the Clefable here. I'm gonna do something very risky because I don't know the damage calc here. I'm doubting that this is gonna deal the 50. How much attack did Reneragus have? 208. Okay, he goes into the Rillaboom. Rapid Spin gonna deal 11% damage. And yeah, I'm gonna click the Ice Beam because if this doesn't kill... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I really don't have a chance here, except if I get a lucky Stone Edge. Except this thing outspeeds me, so it's over anyways. Yep, okay, GG. So that's kind of the thing, like, I think he could have sent in the Rillaboom at the start of the game, and it still wouldn't have mattered, except for the Surfetch'd maybe. But Surfetch'd on his own wasn't going to sweep this team, since it needed the Dynamax way too much. So yeah, this is one of those cases where you can win this. That's fine, it's fun, but you have to keep that in mind if you're going to play Gen 8 random battles. So that's going to be it for this video. I think I had 3 fun battles as a whole, so I'm just going to hope that my future battles and random battles are going to be just as fun. But I definitely recommend you guys give this tier a try. It is definitely fun, just don't expect something too balanced. Until then, Darth out.